Hello, Dr. Noel Crosby here,
And I'm Dr. Lindsay Coble.
and this is our third episode of the
Third
Sound
episode.
Sisters, the Hearing Diaries. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about humanitarian audiology.
Yeah, so exciting. Noel just came back from a big trip, and I have so many questions. I don't
Yeah.
know anything yet, so you guys are going to be learning right along with me.
Yeah.
So, Noel, tell us where you went.
So this time I went to Toluca, Mexico.
Oh,
And this is a really exciting trip because I don't know if anyone knows the bakery, Bimbo Bakery. Have you ever heard of
no,
that?
I've never heard of it.
I had never heard of it until we started this partnership with them, but they're the largest bakery in North America anyways.
Wow, all of North America, not just
But
Mexico.
they make Entenmann's, Sara Lee,
Oh,
Arnold's, Thomas English muffins, and a lot of local kinds of brands that I may not be aware of. So they
yeah.
are huge.
Hmm.
And a couple of years ago, we started going to Mexico, and one of the women that it was involved in it, her husband worked for Bimbo.
Hmm.
And so they decided to try to do this partnership so they could hire and support their deaf and hard of hearing employees.
Staff employees. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
neat.
So they started this. So they've already been one time. So they have bakeries all over the world and also in the United States, of course. But so this time, this was our first time going to Toluca, and we went right to the bakery and we saw a lot of deaf, but they all had a awareness of sound. So they wore hearing aids for awareness, and then a lot of just people that were hearing impaired. And
Mm-hmm.
it was a wonderful trip, and they sponsored it.
Oh,
So
wow.
they really want to support their workers and just seeing how they function and how they support their employees it was a really
Gosh,
great
how
trip.
neat. And who did you do this trip with?
So I did it with Hearing the Call,
Okay,
which
okay.
is part of Entheos.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if anyone knows Entheos, but it's a group of private practice audiologists. And one of our legs is humanitarian audiology. So Hearing the Call is our nonprofit leg,
Mm-hmm.
and we do local and worldwide nonprofit work and
Wow.
humanitarian
So
audiology.
who plans it? Who picks the locations?
Yes, that's a great question. Because one thing we don't want to do is never want to go somewhere where there's no sustainability.
Yeah.
It's so interesting how we found some of the partners. Like somebody may just be out somewhere and they meet somebody and they start talking audiology, and then they realize they know somebody who knows somebody who has this big foundation and
Mm-hmm.
need. So then they would meet with our founder, Nora Stewart, or Kareem is one of the people with Hearing the Call now, or Anna, and they'd see if it's something that we can support each other
Mm-hmm.
because we need to have people on the ground. So we need to have people wherever we're going that can coordinate the
Mm-hmm.
need and then how we're going to do it, where we're going to do it, who's going to support it, and are we going to be able to find somebody there that we can train to support and keep things working? Because the last
Mm-hmm.
thing we want to do is go to a country, fit hearing aids, and then leave and then have no support for the
Mm-hmm.
country. So we have all these different countries that we go to, and we're in different like sections of it where we might be in relief, we might be in experimental or exploratory, like trying to
Mm-hmm.
find
Mm-hmm.
out is this a country we're going to go back to. We may be in support. So there's different segments, I guess, of our program where sometimes there's some countries we don't even go to anymore because
Oh.
everything's in place and we've got
Mm-hmm.
people on the ground. Now, most of the countries we do have to supply the hearing aids though, because a lot of them can't afford the hearing aids.
Mm-hmm. So do you
Some we
get the
do,
hearing aids donated from a
some of them we get
manufacturer or from
donated. Yep.
offices or?
Yeah, so a lot of it is supported through the hearing aid companies.
Mm-hmm.
One
So
of the-
if you're an Entheos member,
Yes,
you see the roadmap of these future trips, and then you sign up, you
yes.
pay your portion to attend the trip.
Yeah, so as an Entheos member, we get our member pricing.
Mm-hmm.
So we look at the beginning of the year, we find out all the trips that we're going to be going on and decide which ones we want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely all pay for it. And
Mm-hmm.
usually with the trip, we usually do 3 or 4 days in the clinic, and then we take a day or two where we explore and see
Mm-hmm.
that part of the world where we're going to
Yeah.
be.
How
But the
neat.
good news is you do not have to be an Entheos member to
Mm-hmm.
be able to go on a trip. And we really need a lot more audiologists to go on the trips with us.
Mm-hmm.
It just maybe cost a little more, but if you know one of your Entheos colleagues, you can go with them as a sponsored,
Okay.
and it doesn't cost quite as much as just somebody that comes in and says, I don't know anybody, but I
Mm-hmm.
want to go on a trip. And we
Okay.
really encourage other audiologists to be able to take advantage on going one of these trips because it really is life changing.
Mm-hmm.
And
How
we
many
always
audiologists
say,
go on each trip, or how
so
many like
it
support people in
depends.
general? Mm-hmm.
About 12 people is good,
Okay.
like at least six audiologists. This
Mm-hmm.
particular trip, I think we had about eight people total, but there was only five audiologists. Yeah.
Okay.
But we always say you start as strangers and you end
Yeah.
as family
And
because
his family, I'm sure. Yeah.
just working with people that you've never worked with before, I've learned so much about even being a better audiologist
Yeah.
because
Oh, I'm
they may
sure.
do something that I never thought about doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Mm-hmm.
we all work with each other close and we all learn from each other.
Oh my
So we
gosh,
learn
how
from the
neat.
people, we learn from working with each other, and it just it makes my heart full. So I
So
encourage
do
anybody.
you guys take like audiometers, like portable
Yeah,
audiometers?
we take ear cleaning, we take ear mold material, we take audiometers, we take fitting equipment, and in some countries we leave our some of our things there
Mm.
because we have a space for it and we have the support and the sustainability there already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so and again, I'm not like the expert on all the behind the scenes things, but
Mm-hmm.
if anybody would ever want to talk to some of the people at here in the call, they could provide you with probably clearer information. I just
Yeah.
kind of see from my side of it
Yeah,
as a
but how
donor.
neat.
So,
What was your favorite part of your trip that you just went on?
well, I will tell you, to me, I didn't really have anything to do with the trip or the people, but my younger sister recently passed away. And she loved bees. So she was all about be happy, be positive. And so I've been spreading the bee around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when one of the things that Vanessa, our leader, said was be curious,
Mm.
don't be judgmental. And
Mm-hmm.
that in itself was, an amazing thing to think about. So if somebody's doing something that you wouldn't do, be curious.
Yeah.
Find out why they're doing it. And she gave us all these little bee
Oh, how
pins.
cute. How
And
perfect. Yeah.
it was so perfect. And it just made me feel like my sister was there with
Oh,
me.
just there with you. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was just like very, very touching to me,
Uh-huh.
along with everything else that happened. And the other thing that's interesting is you'll sometimes see a person and you might judge them without even knowing that you're doing it. Like I
Mm-hmm.
think you're like your brain, does all
Oh,
that
automatically.
stuff in
Yeah.
your head, right? And so then by the end of the trip, you've seen them in this whole different light and they're created differently for you. And it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
like magic to me. It's like, oh my gosh, I would have thought that way about that person. But now that I've spent all this time with them, they have these skills that I wouldn't have known, or you wouldn't know this about people
Yeah.
if you work side by side with them. And so I love that. Be curious,
And yeah, like you said, you have to
judgment.
be curious to not
Yeah.
judge a book by its cover and to be open to others' ideas. And yeah, what a good trait.
Yeah. So anyway, anyone who's interested, reach out to me or to hearing the call and get more information.
Do you have your next trip planned? Do you know what trip you're going
I'm
on
going to
next?
Indonesia.
Oh, Indonesia. So
Yes,
how
I've
long
never
is that
been there.
one? That's obviously farther away. How
Yeah,
long
that's
of a
in
trip is that?
August. Yeah.
Is that for 1 week or is
That's
that
for one
short?
week, but I'm going with a friend and I'm
Okay.
taking an extra week and we're
Okay.
going to go to Thailand.
Oh, fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
How fun. Is your
All that,
friend
I
an
figure I'm that
audiologist?
far.
Is your friend an audiologist
She's a
too?
dispenser. Yep.
Okay, so she's
Yep.
going along to
So
do
she's
the
going
trip, to
along.
work the trip, and then you're going to
Yep.
extend. Oh my gosh,
Yep.
how fun.
She went to Brazil with me. We've known each other forever and we've never been able to go on a trip together. So she went
Oh,
to Brazil in November and she loved it. So she's like,
hmm.
I'm going on one trip with you every year.
Oh, how
So,
fun. How many do you
yeah.
typically go on each year?
I usually try to go on about two.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah.
Oh, how
We need to go
fun.
on a trip one day.
I know. You're convincing me, Noel. I do. Growing up, I did a lot of mission trips.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I did a lot of mission trips with my church. I have a friend who's actually a missionary. She works for Solid Rock, which is a mission in Dominican Republic. So I'm kind of like, I like the mission and I like the concept of that. And so, yeah, you're convincing me, Noel. Now that I got the practice off the ground, maybe I can think a
Yes,
little bit
maybe it
about
will
going
come
on a
up
mission
sooner.
trip. Yeah, I would, I know I would really enjoy it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, how neat. And I know in Theos and Hearing the Call are doing so many great things. So,
Yes.
yeah, like you said, we just have to be curious about what they're doing and get to know their mission.